What's going on, everybody? Patrick Ali here with Siser North America. You voted again, and this week is Backyard Barbecue. Now, if you're anything like me, I like to personalize my backyard barbecues because I have a lot of people over. And one thing that people like to do is grab your drink, whether it's a Coke or a water. They always like to. So what I always do at my house is we personalize all of our stuff. So whether we're using brick, easy weed, chalkboard, flock, we always like to personalize koozies. So this week's project is going to be a fun one. We're decorating koozies for the backyard barbecue. Stick around and we'll be back with some Craftin with Patrick. Alrighty, everybody, so for this project we're going to need a couple of different things. We're going to go ahead and need a koozie. This is just a standard neoprene koozie. It's stretchable, it's padded. We're going to need a X-Acto knife here, okay? And I'm gonna explain to you why we need a X-Acto knife here in 1 second. A pen, super important for this project. And this week we're also going to be using a ruler. This is gonna help us cut some straight lines as well as measure our surface area of our koozie. First, we're gonna use some Strip Flock Pro. I got some black Strip Flock Pro here. We're gonna add a cool little border, accent border that'll actually look like stitching. I'm going to be using some fake leather, or some people call faux leather. I don't know necessarily what it is, but we're gonna call it fake leather for the time being that I picked up from the store. And how do we get this to stick? This week we're going to be using some Easy Weed adhesive. Now, if you're familiar with our Easy Weed line as well as all of our other heat transfer vinyls, Easy Weed adhesive is just the glue portion of the back of that vinyl that actually adheres to stuff. So we're going to be using this Easy Weed adhesive to then apply to the back of our patch and apply it to the koozie. So without further ado, let's hop into it. So first, a couple of things that we have to know about our koozie, okay? Biggest thing is the surface area. What kind of area are we working with? This is going to determine how big of a patch we put on here. It's also going to determine what kind of design you're able to put on. Not all cutters can cut really super fine detail, so we'll get kind of into this. Now, first thing we're going to do is I want my koozie on the table. I'm going to go ahead and use my ruler, and we're just going to measure off a little bit of space here. So I'm going to go basically from end to end, and this koozie is actually 4 inches long. And it is about 4.5 inches wide. Now, what I want to be able to do with this koozie is I want to make sure I get a good application with my Easy Weed adhesive as well as my patch, and I don't want to take up too much surface area on here. So I'm going to actually come in on the sides a little bit. So we're going to make our patch about 2.5 or 3 inches wide, and we'll probably do it about 3 inches tall as well, just so we're even, okay? I'm going to go ahead and grab my leather. Now, something with leather, guys, it has a one side that'll actually have the leather look to it. The back side typically is like a white or a cotton material on the back. I'm gonna go ahead and take my ruler, 3 inches, measure out from the bottom about 3 inches, and then I can just draw a straight line straight through the back of that. So you can see I drew a line there. Now I'm gonna flip it around and do the same thing for the sides of this as well. And now I have my patch marked off. So now I'm going to take my X-Acto blade. I'm going to just flip this over so that metal is flat on the actual surface of the material that I'm using. Take my X-Acto blade and just run it right along for a nice straight edge. Okay, you can see there. And I'm going to go ahead and do that again all the way through. So there we go. Got my patch cut out. Sometimes you can get obviously more than one. That's not a big deal. So we're going to set that aside with our koozie. Move on to the next step here. So with Easy Weed adhesive, same rule applies. Whatever size my patch is, I want to do my Easy Weed adhesive about the same size. And there's two sides of this. You're going to feel a frosted side, and then you're going to also have kind of a slick side to it. With the frosted side is the actual material itself, so we're going to flip it onto the slick side or the back, which would be that carrier, so we can cut this out. What I want to do again, make my markings, and then we'll be right back with the next step in the project. Okay, so we have our koozie, we have our leather patch, we also have our Easy Weed adhesive so that we can apply our leather patch. Next is we're going to use our Strip Flock Pro. Now this has already been cut. I'm going to weed this out really quick here so it'll show you what that stitching will look like. I'm just gonna do a quick peel. Alrighty, awesome. So you can see here what's going to look like my, stitching marks. Now today what we're gonna be using is the Siser hat press. I like using a hat press when I'm doing anything with koozies or anything smaller than maybe like a regular t-shirt. I even use it for t-shirt sleeves a lot of times. It's just a smaller surface area. It's easier for me to work with. Alrighty, what I'm gonna go ahead and do is I'm gonna take my koozie and put it on my heat press. Alrighty, I'm gonna go ahead and take my Easy Weed adhesive. Now you'll notice that it has a milky finish to it. That is okay. When I go ahead and apply it, you may see that that milky finish goes away. That's not a problem. Don't think that you're overpressing, underpressing. Now again, remember, Easy Weed is a 1-second tack, so is the adhesive, because I'm actually using this adhesive to tack down my piece of leather that I have here. So go ahead and put that on where I want my patch to be. Do a quick tack there. And then I can remove the backing. Now you can probably see this on camera. You can actually see where the adhesive is on the koozie. Now I'm gonna take my leather patch and I want to apply my leather patch next. Press that down for a couple of seconds here. Alrighty, so now my leather patch is actually applied to the koozie itself, okay? Next step that I wanna do is I wanna go ahead and grab my stitching that I had before. I'm gonna start applying that to my design as well. Alrighty, that should do it. There we go, guys. That is my custom patch that I have there, and I use the Strip Flock Pro as the stitching or fake stitching on my fake leather. I'm gonna add one little piece in here to personalize it to me so that when I'm at a party, nobody's using, you know, obviously my koozie or drinking out of my drink, because that's gross, guys. Alrighty, so let me just add this and then we'll be right back here. Alrighty, guys, so there it is. There's my custom patch. This is actually something that I'll take with me all the time. I'll bring this to shows as well. Just will, you know, keep people out of my space and away from my drinks. If you have any questions, you want to know how we did this, always reach out to us at info@siserna.com. Again, you're watching on YouTube, so go ahead, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, smash the like button, give us a comment, let us know what you want to see week to week. And as always here, stay classy, stay creative, and we'll see you next time for another segment of Craftin' with Patrick. Goodbye.